look at the periods of growth. And before we go ahead, we'll ask some questions. The first question is, who is known as a toddler? What is the age group? And the second question is fetus. We'll use this term fetus, but what does it actually indicate? What is the time period of fetus? So in this video, we'll find these answers and learn in detail about this topic. So to begin with, firstly, we look at the prenatal period. There is a prenatal period. So under this prenatal period, it includes the zygote. There's something known as a zygote. So zygote is nothing but it is from 0 to 14 days. And this is 14 days of the gestation. Next, we have another term known as the embryo. So what does this embryo do? The embryo is from 3 weeks. It is from 3 weeks to 8 weeks is nothing but the embryo. And after this embryo, we also have the fetus. So this fetus is from 9 weeks. 9 weeks, we'll call it as fetus, and this goes up to the birth. And after this, there is also the perinatal. There is the perinatal period. So this perinatal period is nothing but from 22 weeks. Perinatal is 22 weeks to 7 days. It's from 22 weeks to 7 days. And this is basically after the birth. So just to recap, we saw the prenatal period. So this prenatal period, it includes the presence of the zygote as well as the embryo, the fetus, and there is something known as a perinatal period. So this zygote is from the 0 to 14 weeks of gestation. That is from up to 2 weeks of gestation, we call it the zygote. Then the embryo is from the 3 weeks to the 8 weeks. That is roughly from 1 month to almost 1 month to 2 months. So then fetus is from the 3rd month onwards. From the 2nd month onwards, it is known as the fetus. That is 1 month is 4 weeks. So starting from the 3rd month is the fetus. The perinatal period is basically from the 22 weeks. 22 weeks is nothing but from the 5th week, right? 5th month onwards to 7 days after birth. This is known as the perinatal period. Next, we look at the postnatal period. Postnatal. So the postnatal period, we have some terms which are such as the newborn. There's something known as the newborn. Newborn is nothing but the neonate. So this includes, it is from first 4 weeks after birth. It is first 4 weeks after birth. First 4 weeks after birth. Next we have the infancy. So infancy is nothing but the first year. Infancy is nothing but the first year. And after that, we also have toddler. So toddler is nothing but from 1 to 3 years is what we call as toddler. Next, we have preschool. There is preschool. So preschool is from 3 to 6 years. And post this, there is also the school age child. School age child. So the school age child is from 6 to 12 years. So just to recap what we did, we saw the postnatal period. So this postnatal period, we have something known as the newborn or the neonate. So this is from the first 4 weeks. It is the first 4 weeks after birth. So it is nothing but the first month after birth is known as the neonate. Then infancy is nothing but it is the first year. The first year is known as infancy. Then toddler. Toddler is nothing but 1 to 3 years is known as toddler. Then from 3 to 6 years, it is known as preschool. That is before school. And school age child is nothing but from 6 to 12 years. Then we'll move on to the other topic, that is the adolescence. So under adolescence, there is, first we have to see there is early adolescent, middle adolescent as well as the late. So what does this early stand for? The early is nothing but it is from 10 to 13 years. 10 to 13 years is nothing but early. And then we look at middle. Middle is nothing but 14 to 16 is middle. And then comes the late. Late is from 17 to 19 years is the middle. So to recap, we saw the adolescent stage. So we have early, middle and late. So early is nothing but from 10 to 13, middle is from 14 to 16 and late stands for the 17 to 19 years. Now we'll be answering our questions. So the question we asked was, firstly, in terms of toddler. In terms of toddler, what is the age group? So toddler basically refers to 1 to 3 years of age. The second question we asked was, who is known as a fetus? So what stage of development is the fetus? So this is from 9 weeks to birth. 9 weeks to birth is known as the fetus. Just to recap, toddler is 1 to 3 years of age and fetus is 9 weeks to up to birth. So this was about the periods of growth. To grow and learn daily, please do subscribe.